Hey there, how's it going? Welcome to Dominions 5. My name is Mew, this is turn 1 in a game called Astute. We're playing as late age Jomon. In the beginning there was chaos, and now the wheel has turned once again. This is my, I think, second game of late age Dominions 5. I'm not a big late age guy. When I'm playing as Jomon, which is interesting because I think the first game I ever played of Dominions 4 was late age Jomon, so revisiting this after a long absence should be pretty fun. We're playing on a map that was generated in the original Dominions map generation. And if you play games on the Ruby Discord, which is the Dominion Discord I play games on, this is one of the named maps that we use occasionally. So it's been saved and reused multiple times. It's called Lake Fried Shrimp, which I believe is because of this lake here, which looks like fried shrimp. So now you know. I don't know what sort of reputation this map has, if any. But there is a lot of water I can see, which is pretty good. We're actually adjacent to a big lake. And I do remember that as Jomon, we would like to get underwater and put up a fort to get our underwater mages. So that's pretty cool. As if that was not enough, I can even see a lake over here named Mew. So would be pretty cool to pick that up at some point. But we'll see how things pan out. Other things that are of interest that I can currently see on the map is a throne in our cap circle named, well, I'm going to pronounce this as Gamer because that amuses me, which is pretty good. And another point of interest I can see on the map is TNG's capital, which is technically touching our cap circle. We don't actually have a connection with World Puller, although if I hit Control 8, we do have the unpassable connection used for spells. So, you know, technically we're touching cap circles, so that's kind of funny. Yeah, interesting start location in that respect. Now, since I don't play a lot of late age, I don't really know how the nations stack up against each other. But I think Tianchi might be a good target for us to kill. So, that's pretty nice. Maybe, we'll see. Anyway, what are we up to? Well, we have an Awake God. We have trash scales, as you can see. We're Turmoil and Luck with Magic 3, which is nice. But other than that, we've got maxed out Heat, Death, Sloth, and Turmoil. And our god is an Awake Celestial Dragon. This game is running the JBBM balance mod, which makes a number of tweaks and changes to the game in the interests of multiplayer balance. And some of the nice changes are to the Asian Dragon chassis in particular, who I think are much better than in vanilla. I think we get better attacks and better stats overall. So we're going to be using this guy to expand with eventually. You can see we're also rocking Astral 10. We have a pretty big bless. We are an ethereal bless. So as long as we avoid players who have magic weapons or a magic weapons bless, we should be pretty formidable. If we bump into somebody who has magic weapons or a magic weapons bless, however, we might be kind of sad. But our god with this bless is going to be extremely tanky in our Dominion. He should easily be able to expand, especially since he's buffed in JBBM. I could probably expand blind on turn 1 with him. Unfortunately, the only province with our Dominion is a swamp, and I am not blind expanding into a swamp, because there could be all kinds of stuff here. Most likely it's just that there's lizards, and a lizard curses our god, which is never good. So I'm going to avoid that. But if it was not a swamp, if we just had Dominion in like this plains, I would probably just blind expand into it, because we shouldn't have any problems. As it is though, we'll do some research. Random research is on, so we can get whichever level 1 path we'd like. Is there anything better than... I'm not sure if there's anything particularly good for us at level 1. Maybe Windrunner, actually? That might not be too bad. Just thinking, what could our god cast? I mean, at the moment we're just going into... Yeah, just going into Alteration. I'm going to go for some of the buffs for our god. He'll be able to cast Mistform and Mirror Image on himself, which is quite nice. And we'll start with Charge Body and Personal Luck. I mean, they're not bad spells. So we'll do some research. Scout is going to head into Fern Mountains. This is probably going to be our best resource province in our cap, so it would be nice to pick that up early. Yeah, it's going to be hard for us to take our... Oh, actually, we're connected to this as well. Okay. So we do have some options for expansion. Our god can go underwater as well. He's amphibious, so that's quite nice. And we would like to get underwater pretty soon. So we have expansion options, even though the throne being here is a bit awkward. But this could be a small throne, and maybe that's an expansion option too, I don't know. So we'll do research, we'll scout the forest. I sent a message to Tianchi and said, hey, we're neighbors, what's up? But haven't heard back yet. Recruitment this turn is going to be Master Shugenjas for a while. I'm going to recruit these pretty much until I get one that has F2. And fingers crossed that happens. And fingers even more crossed that it happens quickly. That would be nice. But it would be good to have something that allows us to cast flaming arrows eventually. That's the plan, but we'll see how lucky we get. For the time being though, yeah, these are, we can recruit Master Shugenjas every turn. They're decent researchers and they're pretty cheap, I guess. So that's not too bad. Unit recruitment wise, I'm going to be recruiting Soheis. We have 2 different types of Sacred unit we could recruit. And I'm going to prioritize the Soheis because they cost fewer resources, and that's it. So we can get out more of them per point of gold we have. Yeah, the big difference is that they have different weapons. So these guys have length 3 Naginatas that are 200 and hit very hard. And these guys have length 1 katanas that are 200 and hit even harder, I think, or... Oh no. So is it higher attack, maybe? Yeah, okay. So much higher attack on the katana. Interesting. Yeah. I'll go with the Naginatas, though, just because it's easier to get them out, so that's fine. And besides that, there's not much to say. There is a mercenary company up for recruitment. Williams Boys. I think that's a late-age mercenary company. I looked at what this is. It's crossbows, which is kind of cool, but it costs 200, so I'm not even going to bother bidding on it. That's fine. Maybe we'll get a better mercenary company next turn or turn after that. And besides that, anything left to do is declare my profit. Our pretender is named Quality Gift at phenomenal price. I believe I was going to name my profit Victor of a Black Friday Massacre. Sounds pretty good to me. So you can become my profit. And that is it for turn 1. I think. Hopefully. Gonna hit a partial anyway, while I check the video. And I'll see you very, very shortly. Hello, welcome back. Turn 2 is usually just spent reading Proclamations. In this case, though, we have 2 little messages first. One of which is a literal message from Erythea. The sun never sets on the kingdom of the setting sun. Alright then. We also got some research done. And with a Master Shugenja, with our magic skills, we're doing 15 research per month. That's not too bad. We'll keep the same targets though, no changes there. Anyway, let's get on with the business of reading Proclamations. First up, Pythium, we have, we will not mourn our own success. Is the prophet of our best days lie ahead of us all. The armorer, patron of human sacrifice. Sounds like a nice guy. Lemuria, we have Julian's questionably revised will. Is the prophet of Mort, prince of volcanoes, the flame of evil, the brilliant god, enemy of darkness. Man, we have outstanding in his field. Is the prophet of award-winning farmer, god of the healing arts, king of verdure, king of eloquence. King of verdure is a pretty fitting epithet, I suppose. Chenshi, we have Mongolian throat-singing edition. Is the prophet of... No, that's what I call music. Emperor of arcane mysteries, messenger of the gods. Jomon, that's me. We have Victor of a Black Friday Massacre. Is the prophet of quality gift at phenomenal price. Open of the ways, king of kings, god of destiny. Looks like we didn't get a funny epithet, unfortunately. Agartha, we have Boner Phi Boner. Is the prophet of frat house for skeletons. Lord of doors and beginnings and endings, god of illusion and masquerade, lord of the crafts. Here's like the really long epithets. Kaelin, we have Lovecraft's Catgirl. Is the prophet of Hatsune Migo, lord of frost, the evening star. Utgard, we have Galm 1. Is the prophet of Garmageddon, king of flowers and spring, master of flames, bringer of abundance. Vettiheim, we have... Oh dear, that does look like an unnamed prophet, unfortunately. Halvdan, the prophet of O Rhesus Negative. God of many names, the Fortifier, protector of the Holy Mountain, August God, king of oathsome friendship. What they lack in named prophets, they make up for in epithets, apparently. Atlantis, we have Frogurt, the tent owner, is the prophet of On the Rocks, Guardian of the Bridge, Lord of the Rock, Master of Dreams, Patron of Smiths. I guess that's kind of fitting. We have Atalanta, Walker of the Path, is the prophet of Xeno Warrior Prince, the old one, God of Growth, Lord of Animals, Lord of Courage. And that is it for Proclamations. So there we are. Anyway, here's turn 2. First up, let's inspect the 2 provinces we can see now. Wetlands, 20 income, 26 resources, 2.5k pop. Not exactly a winner. It does in fact only contain archers, light infantries, and militias though. So we probably could have expanded into this last turn. Interesting. I suppose there might still be a mage here. I feel like swamps always have a higher chance for mages even if they have normal looking reports, but I could be wrong. Next to that we have Farron Mountains. Also 25 income, also 2.5k pop. In fact, do they have identical populations? Yeah. So as you can see, really great provinces to start with in the late age. If we pick both of these up, we'd be rocking a huge 50 gold. So pretty good start. As bad as that is though, what is in our favour is that the Indies all seem pretty weak. Even the water province is just Atlantean militias and shamblers. And yeah, we can see militias, heavy infantries and light infantries. We can see militias, heavy infantries and archers. And we can see militias and light infantries in Epernia. So pretty weak looking Indies. Pretty weak looking provinces as well though, unfortunately. But that's what we're stuck with. So, we'll try and expand into these 2 provinces this turn. Gonna hit Farron Mountains with my god, since it's in Dominion. It's gonna be nice and safe. And of the 2, it is the better province since it has much more resources. 67. So we'll at least get some resources in our cap. My god is just pulled all the way back. Gonna cast Air Shield, might as well. And then fire closest. We'll deploy our Dragon Glass. Should kill most things. So that's fine. And I'm not predicting any problems at all, really. This god should be able to take pretty much any independent province, really, unless there's a mage. But we'll see how things pan out. My prophet has been given the 3 Soheis we recruited last turn. And we're going to attack Epernia. This province has no ranged units that we can see. So it's pretty safe to just pull everything back and have it hold. And then the units can just walk towards us. And while we're doing that, we can deploy our Astral Smite, which has 100 precision and 100 range. So my prophet should be able to chunk away at the army as it walks towards us. And our longbows in the starting army have a range of 45 as well. So also very, very long range. So we should be able to do tons of damage as things walk towards us. Our other starting army unit is the Ashigaru. These are, pretty average looking. They do have very long weapons though, which is cool. So that's nice. Really, we're going to be getting carried by our Sacreds though. These guys, once they're ethereal, will be very, very tanky against most of the mundane independents we're going to run into. But either way, I don't predict any problems with this province at all. Going to here lets us go behind this mountain pass if we want to. Might be nice to grab that before Tianchi gets down here. I don't know. It gives us lots of options though. We could also go back and get Tim Failure if we want to. I could bring some stuff out of the cap next turn and end up with six Sacreds in the army instead of 3. We'll see how things pan out though. Depending on where our Dominion goes, that's going to influence where we can send our god is the thing. So my god have to go and pick this up. It is adjacent to a farmland though, so it's not a... If we can get through it, it's not awful. In fact, there's lots of just plains and stuff down here, so... Yeah, these are all plains, this is farmland. This is highlands, it looks like, yeah. So this area is probably okay. The water provinces might be ours uncontested as well, which might be some pretty good income too, but... Yeah, movements for my god are going to depend on where our Dominion goes, unfortunately. We'll see what happens though. Recruitment is kind of different. I decided to get a priest out early, because it's cheaper than a Master Shigenja. And we're going to need a priest at some point anyway to lead out the next army, since we're going to be relying on blessing our Sacreds. And since we saved a bunch of gold from just recruiting this is 70 gold, the Master Shigenja is 165. That lets us bid on mercenaries. Company's the Wet Ones, which is not a very good company. but can probably go through this, and then might be able to do these easy water provinces as well, so not too bad. We don't need an amphibious mercenary company to get underwater, since our god can very easily do it, but even so, it's a third army that we can send out. Yep, so we'll just see what happens. Hopefully, Eponia is a really nice province. But if not... God, Tianqi just has nothing but farmlands near them. It would be nice to try and kill Tianqi quickly and take all out from them. I'm wondering if they have like a sleeping god or an imprisoned god. I wonder if we could just send our god over and sit on their cap and be perfectly safe. I think we might need Dominion is the thing. I'm scared going this direction. It's kind of hard to get this direction, but I don't know. It might be worth trying to scout out where their expansion army goes so that we can engineer a bump. And maybe try to, I don't know, rush them early. Try and get some of their territory. But who knows? We'll see what this territory looks like. Maybe some of this stuff will be high income if we're lucky. Who knows? Those are the movements though. And I think that's everything for this turn. So... that was turn 2. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in a moment. Hello, welcome back. We have a late proclamation from Burgerus. Automatic Attack Turk is the prophet of Automaton Empire Rising. Prince of the Heavenly Fires, the Consuming Fire, Devourer of Sins. 2 battles then. First up we had our prophet and our first expansion army into not much. I mean, neither of these provinces were particularly difficult. Longbow's firing almost immediately. Great range on those bad boys. Also dropping some smites. This is slightly worrying. Fortunately, yeah, they were out pretty quickly. Maybe I should have had the melee units on attack immediately so that they'd meet. I don't know. But it worked out fine in the end. So that was Eponia. No losses. All fine. Next up there was Farron Mountains. So here we have our god, also into a pretty small province. Yeah, I was casting Earthshield in the script, and I don't know why I did that. There's no ranged units here. I'm not going to argue there. I'm just, you know, whatever. We're future-proofing our script, I guess. Anyway, we breathe some poison gas. The Celestial Dragon has no attack sprite, so he just kind of hovers there statically, and things around him just die, which is quite funny. Yeah, he's rocking 17 base protection with 4-1 and ethereality. He's got a couple of low resists as well. Fear Aura, Air Shield. Yeah, he's going to be very difficult to damage. Certainly has no problems with these pretty mundane troops. There's Farron Mountains. Nice start. Here's the map now. Before we go any further, I'll just give you a review of the provinces we can see now. Wetlands, of course. This is 17 income currently, great one. Farron Mountains, 19 income. Low mark, big 77 income, outlier for sure. Timfailure is 49 income, and Eponia, 37. Now, as I understand it, late age provinces are supposed to be very high population and high income. So, you know, feeling a little bit cheated. It's like we don't have great provinces at the moment, but who knows? Maybe some of the outer provinces will surprise us a little more. One thing that is quite nice, however, is that Farron Mountains has a great iron mine immediately. So that's 100 additional resources. So over in our cap, I mean, we're capped out on sacred recruitments already. I was even able to slot in a couple of samurai as well. So we've got 6 sacreds, 2 of the standard bearing samurai, and a regular samurai queued up. Probably better to do it this way, but I don't know. The same number of units we can get. Nice to have the big bright red guys. Do you have better stats at all? I think they have pretty similar stats. Oh, these guys actually have better attack and defense, so yeah, I guess it's fine. Get out these, yeah, I mean, that's going to be an army next turn already. So we've got 3 sacreds in the garrison. I mean, just 9 Soheis would be fine. Stick a couple of samurai in it as well, that's great. The bottleneck at the moment is no commanders. The priest you recruited does have 10 leadership though, so I could just lead out a 10-man squad next turn. Pick up the wetlands or something. It's not too bad. We might be able to go from the wetlands to curtain wall as well. It's light infantries and crossbows. As long as the crossbows don't hit us through ethereal too much, that'd be okay. We'll see. I can recruit basic commanders in Epernia though, so I'm going to start getting commanders here every turn, and that'll give us a larger amount of leadership, which is nice. And after that, we should be able to rock out armies every 2 turns. The bottleneck then will be priests, because I want to get mages every turn. But we'll see what we can do. Might have to put a lab in one of these other provinces so that we can get priests somewhere. I could get them here. All these provinces let us recruit scouts so far as well, so they're both scout provinces too. And Fair Mountains is a mountain province, so it also lets us get our Shigenjas, but we will need to build a lab there if you want to do that. Since we have luck and turmoil, sometimes you get random lab creation events scattered around, so it'd be really nice if we get a free lab one day in these mountain provinces so we can start recruiting some Shigenjas easily. Here's the moves for this turn. My god is going to head over to Lomark next. It is the best province we can see so far, unfortunately. So we'll grab that one. It's militias and light infantries, so still not going to have any problems. Over here we can see a tiny province in Boar Woods. Light infantries and heavy infantries. I'm just kind of avoiding Nardigo for a second, which has heavy cavalry and crossbows in it, which is a bit rough. But yeah, if we start getting some armies out of our cap, that can easily deal with that as well, I think. We'll see what happens. We'll take those and that should be okay. I should probably go back and get wetlands at some point though, because it would be nice for our god to push Dominion down here, get this farmland. Because surely this will be good income, right guys? Surely. We'll see what happens though. It'd be nice to get this at least, and then get some of this, and then just get all of the water provinces. And we'll see. We can start pinging some provinces with scouts now that we have provinces to recruit them. The throne might also be doable at some point. It's not that bad, they're pretty mundane units. We just have to scout it out to see what the mage is that's here, if there is a mage here. But yeah, that's also looking pretty doable as well. Militias, heavy cavalry, heavy infantry, light cavalry. Yeah, our god will take care of that, no problem, if there's a pretty easy looking mage there. Yeah, we'll see though. For now though, things are okay. Our expansion's going well. It's just the provinces are letting us down a bit. But, you know, we'll see how things go. Scout is going to head up here. I'm just kind of staying ahead of my god. But yeah, it might have been a better idea to go this way. I think the swamp just threw me a bit. But yeah, if my god was down, it's my god and my prophet being up here means this is where most of our dominion's going to push, I think. When there's a farmland right here, which we should probably get sooner rather than later. Would be really nice for some dominion to push underwater, but it can take a while for that to happen sometimes. Well, whatever. That's the turn anyway. So that's turn 3. I'm going to partially check the video. Speaking of which, I think this is the end of the video. So, hope you're enjoying it so far. If you are, you know, feel free to subscribe to the channel if you're not already. Otherwise, just like the video. Or otherwise, just, I don't know, close the video, but like check YouTube in a couple of days and watch the next one. That's fine too. Thanks anyway for watching. And maybe I'll see you in the next one.